force. That is an accurate copy of a medieval war arrow. Times this, what we're doing, by 6,500 men, and you can imagine the devastation. Ready?
Yep.
Knock! Draw! Loose! And the thing about these is these arrows at their maximum range are just as deadly as they are close up, because of the weight of the projectile. It's not like a bullet falling spent, useless. This thing, because of its weight, will hit just as hard at 250 yards away. Okay? Knock! Draw! Loose! Absolutely fantastic. Now, we couldn't work in power, but they were hitting heavy cavalry. So how come they brought them down at 250 yards with such ease? Well, it's because nobody ever thought about the arrows that didn't hit the men. You've got 6,500 archers shooting 3 million arrows an hour and a half. Where are they all going to go? They've all got to go in the ground, haven't they? Can you imagine what the field looked like in a few minutes? It took on from it being a clear field to something that looks like a cornfield. Anybody here ever tried to run through a cornfield? I can tell you, it's almost impossible, isn't it? You can hardly walk through it. The cavalry charge would have been at about 18 miles an hour. So heavily armed the horses and the men were. And they were running through 18 inches of mud, clumbering towards the English army. They get hit by the arrow storm. The arrows bounce off the armour. These all hit the ground and stick in. They go from 18 miles an hour back. They don't know. So they push on. And they literally pushed the front ranks of the French army over. And they were literally drowning in the mud. These weapons destroyed that army with the help of the weapons.
Right. Now when they get a bit closer, if they're still advancing towards you, you might still be able to shoot them at about this sort of distance to that target. So the bowmen would train launching them off into the sky, and for speed, but also they're going to have to be able to flat shoot. Again, pretty quickly, not too accurately, because the army is half a mile wide. You are going to have to, at some point, draw up and flat shoot straight into them and miss. How about that? That's a good first arrow.
Oh no, come on!
Yay!
He's in the foot, he's limping badly. That's it, knock on. He's stood still, you knock on, and you shoot him, and you get him in the head, that's better. Not bad. Well, I'm not, I am the best archer here. You shouldn't really be surprised.
Just because it's the last show of the day.
Yeah, I'll go with it. I'm the best archer here, don't worry about it. I'll save your life on the battlefield.
Why don't you put your money where your mouth is, son? Showed him, didn't it?
Yeah, right, old man. A competition then?
A competition?
Yeah!
A duel!
Alright then, a duel. You stand there, I'll stand here. No, this is silly. Really silly.
Medieval style. They used to duel. They used to lose their wages regularly doing this, competing against each other. You see, men have never been any different. You get a group of men, if they're fishermen, cyclists, or longbowmen, one of them is always got to be better than the others. Introduce alcohol, and it really kicks off. And it used to kick off regularly. And the kings of England banned the shooting at the wand repeatedly, because men would lose their entire week's wages. Then they face either going home to the wife with no money, or actually trying to get it back by going into a fight, and men were killed. So, we're going to shoot at the wand. But, we haven't actually got a wand.
We're going to shoot. Scott, stand still.
Scott William, hopefully. Got it? Yes! Oh, brilliant. When we had the floods here about 3 weeks ago, this entire area was covered in water. It came up to the bridge. foot up the roof of the boathouse, and the trebuchet sat in 3 feet of water. The only good thing that happened about that flood is when we were clearing it up in our Wellingtons, we found that duck. But somebody stuck it up. We took a few shots at it, and it's been a god of fun since, I think. So we're going to shoot at the duck.
Yep.
But we've got to make this interesting.
Okay.
So I think we should have a bet. How much are you willing to bet?
Hitting that duck, this distance, bit of a cross breeze, I don't know, 20p?
20p!
Before you go any further, look at it. Seriously, look at it.
Oh no, but you've got to make it interesting.
Alright, how much?
10 quid. 10 pounds.
10 pounds. 20.
We don't get paid enough for that. Right, a 10 then. You're on. Okay.
Right.
Whoever went, yeah, you're paying if I lose.
So are you going to cheer for gentleman alcoholic Dickie Hall?
Yeah.
Or me, Mark Taylor?
Yay.
Target, I don't need help. Come on.
You weren't where we're here. We could have gone home, and we'd be happy now. Rugby's on, we'd have been happy. Wherever. Your arm starts going, ow. Considering I am going to miss.
Got some more? Shooting things with no ends on them.
Last arrow.
Oh.
That worth a tenner?
It's worth a tenner today, I'll tell you.
This actually is the last arrow.
Mate, that last one is still with us today. In our names, we had to make so many of these and so many of these. The ducks are laughing. The names of the guilds have become our names, our surnames. The men who made the bows were called bowyers. And I used to know a Mr. Bowyer. And somebody told me the other day that bowyers used to make pork pies and sausages. They did. The men who made the tips for the arrows, arrowsmiths. And I used to have a doctor who was Dr. Arrowsmith. The men who made the actual arrows were called Fletchers. Norman Stanley Fletcher, or Ronnie Barker, he played a Fletcher, didn't he? The men who made the strings for the arrows were called Stringfellows. Peter Stringfellow, his forefathers made bowstrings. Now he makes a fortune out of G-strings. When we go to work, we still knock on. When we go home, we knock off, and we all touch wood for luck. Ladies and gentlemen, the longbow!
Yay!
And a big cheer for the duck!
Yay!
we hope you've enjoyed your day at Warwick Castle.